Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're tackling a topic that's everywhere you look these days, AI. But don't worry, we're not going down the sci-fi rabbit hole of robots taking over the world.
Right. We're focusing on something much more practical, something that affects all of us. Work. Specifically, how AI can actually be the ultimate wingman in those high pressure jobs we all know a little too well.
Yeah, think about it. Haven't we all had those moments where the pressure's on, the to-do list is a mile long, and your brain just decides to check out for a minute?
Oh, absolutely. Like sending that email with a way too casual reply to the entire company. Oops.
Been there.
hmm
But in all seriousness, those kinds of slip-ups, they can have some pretty big consequences depending on what you do.
Exactly. And that's where this research by Kevin Brake really caught our eye. He's found that high pressure roles are particularly vulnerable to these kinds of errors, which, let's be honest, makes total sense. But the cool part is he's also got some really interesting insights into how AI can actually help prevent those mistakes in the first place.
Okay, so before we get to the AI rescue squad, let's set the scene a little. What kind of high-pressure jobs are we talking about here? What makes them such a breeding ground for errors?
Well, picture this. You're an ER nurse. You're dealing with life or death situations, a constant flood of information, patients everywhere.
Yeah, talk about pressure.
Right.
Right.
You're making split-second decisions that could literally mean the difference between life and death. It's no wonder even the most skilled healthcare professionals, they're human. Mistakes can happen.
Totally. It's
Yeah.
like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while riding a roller coaster, right?
Exactly. And it's not just healthcare. Think about administrative assistants. They're the ones keeping everything running smoothly.
Oh yeah, the unsung heroes of the office.
Totally. Juggling calendars, coordinating meetings, managing a million details for their bosses. One wrong move, and it's chaos.
They're like the air traffic controllers of the workplace.
Exactly. So you've got these high-stakes environments, constant pressure, information overload. It's basically a recipe for potential errors, even for the most experienced, dedicated professionals out there.
So we've got nurses making life or death decisions, administrative assistants keeping the entire office from falling apart, and enter AI. What's AI going to do in these insane situations?
Well, think of AI as a safety net. It's there to catch those little slip-ups, the ones that tend to happen when we're stressed and overwhelmed. Like, remember those data entry errors and missed deadlines we were talking about? Yeah, AI can be a total game changer there.
So it's like AI is proofreading our work, double-checking everything so we don't miss anything.
Exactly. Imagine a nurse, right, about to give a patient their meds. AI can be checking the patient's file at the same time, making sure there are no allergies, the dosage is right, catching any potential problems before they even happen.
Wow, that's wild. It's like having that one super organized friend who remembers everything. The one who remembers your aunt's birthday when you forget.
Yes. And for administrative assistants, AI can handle those repetitive tasks, the ones that are easy to mess up when you're juggling a million things. Scheduling, organizing, even writing those routine emails. AI can take all of that off your plate so you can actually focus on the bigger picture.
It's like having a personal assistant who never gets tired or complains.
And that brings us right back to that wingman idea. AI isn't trying to replace nurses or assistants, it's about giving them superpowers, letting them be amazing at what they do best without getting bogged down by the boring stuff.
I love that, giving them superpowers. So AI isn't replacing us. It's actually making us better at our jobs.
Exactly. It's all about collaboration. And it's not just about avoiding disasters either. AI can actually help people get more done and even make their jobs more enjoyable.
More enjoyable. Tell me more about that. I think we could all use a little more job satisfaction these days.
Well, think about it. When you're constantly worried about making a mistake or drowning in to-dos, it's tough to be creative, right? But when AI takes some of that pressure off, you can actually focus on the parts of your job that are interesting and rewarding. That's when things get really exciting. You're naturally going to get more done, be more creative, and just feel better about your work.
So instead of dreading going to work, you're actually excited about it because AI is taking care of all the annoying stuff. Sign me up.
Right. And here's the best part. This isn't just for nurses and administrative assistants. Kevin Brake's research actually talks about a ton of jobs that could benefit from this kind of AI teamwork. Take customer service, for example. Imagine if they had AI chatbots to answer those basic questions everyone asks, like, what's your return policy? Or what are your hours?
That would be amazing. Think of all those poor customer service reps who get asked the same questions all day long.
Exactly. They would finally be free to actually help people with the more complicated issues. Win-win for everyone.
It's like AI is their wingman too, swooping in and handling the easy stuff so they can focus on building relationships and solving the really tricky problems.
And we can't forget about education. This is another area where AI could completely change the game.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What's AI going to do in the classroom?
Imagine if teachers had AI assistants that could grade papers in seconds and even give each student personalized feedback. Or what if there were AI algorithms that could create lesson plans for different types of learners?
Whoa. So instead of everyone being taught the same way, AI could help teachers customize the learning experience for each student. That's incredible.
It really is. And think about all the time teachers would save. No more grading papers until midnight. They could spend that time actually mentoring students, getting them excited about learning.
Wow, AI tutors who know exactly how we learn best. That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
But seriously, with all this talk about AI stepping in, it makes you wonder what's going to happen to all of us regular humans in the workplace.
It's a question a lot of people are asking, and it's an important one. But the way I see it, it's not about AI replacing humans. It's about AI empowering humans to be even better. Which means, yeah, the skills we need to thrive are going to evolve a little bit.
So it's not just about being good at our jobs anymore. It's about being good at working alongside AI.
Hmm.
What does that even look like? Do we all need to become coding wizards?
I don't think we all need to become programmers, but being comfortable with technology is definitely going to be more important than ever. And I don't just mean knowing how to use the latest app. It's about understanding how AI works, what it's good at, what it's not good at, and where we humans still need to be in charge.
Right, like knowing when to trust AI and when to trust our own gut.
Exactly. It's about developing that tech-savvy mindset, being curious about new technology, and ready to adapt as things change, which they always do, especially in the tech world.
Speaking of change, do you think our actual jobs are going to change?
I think it's inevitable, and honestly, it's already happening. As AI takes on more of those routine tasks, the ones that are pretty predictable, our roles will probably become a lot more about strategy, problem solving, using our brains to tackle the really complex stuff that AI isn't equipped to handle.
So being able to think on your feet, adapt to new situations, and get creative to solve problems, those are going to be the golden skills of the
No,
future.
absolutely. Those are the skills that make us uniquely human, the skills AI just can't replicate. And here's the thing that might surprise people. In this future where we're working side by side with AI, those human skills, creativity, critical thinking, empathy, communication, building relationships, those become even more valuable.
It's like AI is pushing us to be even more human in our work, which sounds kind of ironic, but also kind of cool.
I know, right? It's like this. AI can handle the data, the numbers, the repetitive stuff, no problem. But we humans, we bring something different to the table. We bring the creativity, the emotional intelligence, the ability to connect with other humans on a deeper level. That's something AI just can't replicate.
So instead of being afraid of AI, maybe we should be thinking about how we can use it to make work better for everyone. I mean, imagine a workplace with less busy work and more time for creative thinking, problem solving, and actually connecting with the people you work with.
That's the dream, isn't it? And it's not as far-fetched as it might seem. By embracing the possibilities of AI, we have a real opportunity to redesign work in a way that benefits both humans and machines, a way that's less about errors and deadlines and more about, well, what makes us human in the first place.
I love that. So as we wrap up our deep dive into AI as the ultimate wingman at work, what's the one thing you really want our listeners to take away from this conversation?
Don't be afraid of AI. Embrace it. See it as a tool that can help you do your job better, reduce stress, and honestly, make work a lot more enjoyable. Remember, AI isn't here to replace us, it's here to help us.
It's not about AI versus humans. It's about AI and humans working together to create a future where work is more fulfilling and more human. And on that note, a huge thank you to you for breaking down this complex topic with us and to Kevin Brake for his awesome research. We'll be sure to include links to his work in the show notes so everyone can check it out.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And to all our listeners, thank you for diving deep with us. Until next time, keep those minds curious.